The Marvels is finally here. We have the girls coming together for their intergalactic adventure. And the shining star out of the entire movie, obviously, is Iman Vellani.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Miss Marvel because of her, because of what she brought to Miss Marvel, the character and the story. So I was already looking forward to her in this movie, and she really delivered on just her and the way that she is, and just her interacting with Captain Marvel and Captain Rambeau. But yeah, no, I really liked her. I liked the chemistry between the three of them. I thought that they really did a good job with that.
And there is some catching up when it comes to this movie in terms of those that maybe didn't watch the series. There's plenty of B-roll from the past, things that took place in both WandaVision as well as Miss Marvel, to get everybody acquainted. For us who actually did watch the series, it just felt like we were watching the, what happened last time before a Marvel show.
Yeah, I was thinking how, like, for us or for those who have already seen it, it could come as like stopping the movie for a moment because you have to catch up people. But at the same time, I thought, okay, well, if I was somebody who didn't watch those shows, am I going to feel like this part of it was okay for me to like know where these characters are coming from? And I thought that they did a decent job at kind of pinpointing exactly like certain things for certain characters. So you're kind of like, okay, this is the mindset ish of where they are now. Now we can move forward.
But they also do it with Captain Marvel. So
Yes.
even though it's a Captain Marvel sequel, they go through a pretty heavy recap of
So like, remember Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
I mean, it's understandable though too. It feels like
It's been a while.
ages since the 2019.
And I could always use the recaps. My brain is so I don't even remember what the hell was going on in those series detail-wise. I remember the plot points, which is really all you need for this one. Now, as for Secret Invasion, not a peep. They don't mention anything whatsoever.
they don't.
As long as you know that the Skrulls and the Kree are hating each other, then that's pretty much all you need to know, which you got
Which
from
you
Captain
do get
Marvel.
from Captain Marvel, so you
Exactly.
understand that. But yeah, everything from Secret Invasion, it really has no point for going forward in this movie.
And there are some pretty humorous moments. In fact, one of my favorite moments actually comes from Nick Fury. So it's kind of a blink and you'll miss it moment, but it had me cracking up laughing. And of course, everything Iman said, it was her reaction. Even her and Monica's reaction to certain things that does happen in this movie. Mm-hmm. I love seeing their reaction to it. For some reason, Iman, she's just
she does so
natural.
good as Kamala Khan. Yeah.
Everything she does is so damn natural, and it feels like you plucked her out of the Marvel fandom and tossed her in there, and she's just loving every minute of it.
But like, it doesn't feel forced with her. It feels just so organic for her because it's her. Like, she's that character. She is Kamala Khan. So I think that they did a wonderful job in casting Iman for that character. But in Marvel or MCU fashion, there's always those moments where it gets a little silly at times.
Over the top silly for me. There were things in this movie that I'm watching it going, all right, I know this is for somebody. It's not for me, which is fine, but I'm not enjoying what is going on right now. It's just not for me. I'm not the audience for what is going on.
I did not mind the silliness in this movie. I thought that they did it better here than they did it in Ant-Man and then Love and Thunder. And it's kind of quick too. It kind of rushes it over and then it's kind of done. So it doesn't. I was worried that they were going to hang on it because I feel like that's kind of the thing that they've been doing lately is that they hang on that silliness and it's like, okay, we get it. Let's move on. And I think they do move on from it fairly quickly here.
I absolutely love the action sequences. I love the swapping of places when it came to the three characters. Those were the most fun in my opinion.
Great edit.
In fact, the very first time that it happens and there's a big sequence, that's my favorite part of the entire movie. Once they get well-oiled machines and start doing it like you saw in the trailers, I didn't care as much. I liked it when it was more, I wouldn't say slapsticky, but uninitiated. They didn't have any training and they're falling, over backwards trying to make it work, but they end up making it work. And that is the best part about that sequence to me.
Right. And I feel like we're really critical when it comes to when they use music in movies versus like score, where it's like, oh, I wish they used score here. In this movie, they do use like music, where I thought, okay, yeah, I can get behind enjoying this as this part of the movie's going on, especially during that fight scene.
And like they use the Beastie Boys in the trailer
Right.
for the movie. In the Beastie Boys, Intergalactic is in the movie very short, very minimal. I thought there was going to be like a whole sequence that they were going to bust it out. No, it's there for a smidgen.
Yeah, they do use other music, Missy Elliott.
But yeah, the music that they do use for that very first fight sequence, I loved it. I thought that it fit really well. The score itself was kind of weird. I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it.
They utilize like screams in the
There
music.
was a moment there too when they were using like screams at it, but it also felt like a laughing track at some
Sure,
point, or no, a clap track, and I was just like, wait, it was weird, but in other parts I enjoyed it.
Sure, but for that, it didn't hit with me like some of the music choices that they utilize. But one of the big things that's obviously going to hit with a lot of people is the mid-credit scene. There is no post-credit scene. There's a sound at the very end of the credits, but the mid-credit scene is the one that everyone's going to talk about. More than likely, everyone's going to spoil as quick as they can.
Yeah.
So you want to watch this and try and avoid what you can if you don't want to be spoiled.
Right.
It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. Finally, in these post-credit scenes, that I feel like is going to be very impactful for what's to come in the future of the MCU. And we have some theories. If you pay close attention to the song credits while they're rolling, there is a track on the song credits that might give an answer to what is going on in the mid-credit scene.
Now, as much as we want to be like, oh, with the mid-credit scene, like I feel like the mid-credit scenes have always been that like, oh, the mid-credit scene was great or the post-credit scene was great. So I'm hoping that they can, utilize and actually, fulfill what we need when it comes to that. So I am tentatively optimistic about it, but we'll see when we cross that bridge when we get there.
I made a noise. I was shaking. I was like this, but then after it took place, I was like, all right, well, now I gather my thoughts, and I'm tentatively excited for the possibilities of what could happen with what happens at the end of this movie. But
Yes. And you're probably thinking, well, what about the villain? What happened with them? Well, the reason why we haven't talked about it because it's very forgettable.
I don't remember the villain's name. The villain, inside the. Well, I don't remember the actress's name. I know she's married to Tom Hiddleston.
Well,
Loki.
they're engaged.
Whoa,
But yeah.
whoa, look at that. This is like, it's all about the specificity, okay?
I like her.
He ain't hitched
But
yet. There's still time.
But the villain is very forgettable in the story. I feel like it's very cookie cutter, like MCU formula that we've seen before. When it comes to a villain, and very like one dimensional. Like there isn't a whole lot. Like it's very predictable. You're like, okay, I understand why you're doing what you're doing, and it's like meh. Like there was no Steak.
Someone say steak.
Dark.
Someone say steak. Listen, I love what the villain does do, like the bad things the villain does. However, then I was like, oh wait, that's Spaceballs. So yes, the villain is essentially Spaceballs when it comes to how to make good people's day ruin. So either way, the Marvels. I would say if you really loved Miss Marvel, you have to check it out. If you really loved Captain Marvel, check it out. If you loved WandaVision, yeah, maybe you want to check it out a little bit. But
if you are already going in being like, oh, I don't think I'm going to like this, you are probably not going to like it.
yeah, probably not. Because there is stuff in there that probably isn't for you, which is fine. It could be for other people.
Yes.
Because there is things in here that are for other people that aren't for me.
Yeah.
And
we are even disagree on certain things in the movie too, where I was like, I thought that was fun. And you're like, meh.
Yeah, I could do without it.
You're like, I don't care about that stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. It wasn't my style. I like the action, though. I love the interactions between the the three when they were together. The chemistry is incredible between the three. I want to see them keep going, but I'm afraid with the fact that the Marvel films seem to be on the wind down when it comes to people being excited about them.
Right.
Rightfully so. Not a
yeah.
whole lot has been going on in
Right.
terms of like climactic stakes, as you said. When it came to it. And this movie does feel discombobulated.
It does at times,
but,
yeah.
And to the point where I was sitting there like, what is happening? I also got to say, Brie Larson, I don't know if you noticed it, but while I was watching it, it almost kind of felt like she took the criticisms of her being very stoic in Captain Marvel, and it does feel like she overdoes it. I feel like she over emotes. And I know people are going to say, well, so she didn't make any faces, but now that she makes faces, it's too much. No, there are certain scenes while they are having something unfold in front of them and they're trying to figure it out, and she looks terrified. It's like, why, wait, hold on. Why are you overacting your emotions right there? Like, and she does it multiple times, even to the point where one of the actors in the movie says, like, that's a very weird way that you responded to that. She does that multiple times in the movie, and I don't know why, but it stuck out with my head where it's like, Brie Larson, I've seen you in other things. What are you doing? Like you're acting like you're a reactor on YouTube. Why, we should know. So, I mean, she does got that thumbnail face when it came to her emoting.
I could see where you could see that.
Yeah.
And I did see it a little bit, but I also understand because of certain things that happened in the movie that she was kind of like, but like also more like pushing for it. But I was fine with it. Like it didn't bother me.
Nobody is as organic as Iman.
Yeah, she was great. She was the best part of the movie.
Definitely a natural when it comes to her acting. So either way, The Marvels, are you going to watch it when it comes out? You watching Loki? Loki's fun. Check out our reactions to Loki because we got the finale coming up.
We also have Invincible too.
Invincible. Talk about a hell of a superhero show with crazy things going on. Yeah. But either way, thank you guys for watching this non-spoiler review. Not sure if we're going to do a spoiler review. Just there is there is enough to talk about when it comes to what took place, but I don't know. You're going to have plenty of other people talking your ear off when it comes to that stuff.
On both sides.
Of course, yeah. But thank you so much. You can also like and subscribe.
And do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Discord.
All the social networking gin joints, you know where they are. Kick into the party, fuel the party, keep the party going on our Patreon. Make sure you check out our movie reactions every Throwback Thursday. Vanessa just watched Rocky for the very first time, and that's coming this Thursday. But thanks so much, and as always,
now it's time to say goodbye.
This party is over.
Bye.
Bye.